Welcome to part 2 of our FPS Controller video tutorial. In this session, we'll be diving into one of the most fundamental aspects of creating a first-person shooter, player movement. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to implement smooth, responsive movement controls for your player character, allowing them to navigate through the game world seamlessly. Whether you're just starting with game development or looking to improve your FPS mechanics, this tutorial is packed with practical tips and techniques to help you bring your project to life. So, let's get started and bring your FPS controller to the next level. Let's create public variable type float named speed. It is used to multiplies the horizontal input by a speed factor, allowing you to control how fast the player moves along left, right, and forward. In the update method, let's create a local variable of type float named movex and assign it the horizontal input, which typically corresponds to the keyboard keys D, left arrow, and right arrow. We'll multiply this by the speed and time. Delta time to ensure the player's speed remains consistent and frame rate independent. Now let's create a local variable of type float named moveZ and assign it the vertical input, which typically corresponds to the keyboard keys S, W, up arrow, and down arrow. We'll multiply this by the speed and time. Delta time to ensure the player's speed remains consistent and frame rate independent. Next, let's create a local variable of type vector3 named movement, which will store the sum of the left or right and forward or backward movement. The transform.right represents the player's local right direction, and transform.forward represents the player's local forward direction. Let's restrict vertical movement by setting movement.y to 0, ensuring that the movement vector has no vertical, y-axis, component. Next, let's assign the updated movement vector to the player's position, ensuring that the player's position is updated every frame based on input and movement calculations, allowing the player to move within the game world. Now, let's jump into the Unity editor and test the code by adjusting the value of the speed variable in the inspector window. Thanks for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next part of our FPS controller series. We've got plenty more to come, from advanced player mechanics to game optimization tips. Have any questions or feedback? Drop them in the comments below, we'd love to hear from you. Keep building, and we'll see you in the next video.